Hi guys, we had a really challenging day's cricket in Sydney today. The ball completely dominated the bat, and it is safe to say that in nobody's living memory has anyone ever seen a Sydney wicket with this much pace, bounce, and lateral movement, especially seam movement. And unlike all the other pitches in the series, the seam movement didn't stop. The not after ball getting soft or anything. The seam movement continued all throughout the day, even when it was 70 overs old, the ball was seaming. Australia is right now ahead. India won the toss. Jasprit Bumrah, after Rohit Sharma, big news. Rohit Sharma dropped himself, rested himself as a captain, and Jasprit Bumrah assumed the role. He won the toss and elected to bat on a wicket that was lush green. You could hardly differentiate it from the square. I've never seen a wicket this green. Uh, but yeah, Jasprit elected to bat. It is to be seen whether that was the right decision or not. But Indian batters, they struggled all throughout the day. Australia bowled beautifully. India got all out for 185. But then Jasprit Bumrah, India just had 3 overs to bowl at the end of the day. And the great Jasprit Bumrah in those 3 overs got Usman Khwaja. And in the process, taught the young Sam Constas a very important lesson, which I hope he isn't too thick to learn, because there's a difference between audacity and stupidity, and I hope he's in that thick and learns that lesson quickly. I'm Siddharth, you're watching Gully Cricketer, and guys, please do consider subscribing and turn the notification on by pressing the bell icon. Give me a like if you're liking my content, and leave your feedback in the comment section. So the day started with one important announcement, that is Rohit Sharma stepped down, or rather rested himself. Jasprit Bumrah came and put it simply that it shows that there is so much unity in the team, and Rohit, for the team's cause, decided to rest himself for this test match, and Jasprit was assuming the role. Jasprit won the toss, elected to bat. The two changes was simple. Shubman Gill walked in place of Rohit Sharma, and Akashdeep was injured. In his place, Prasidh Krishna has played. India has played two spinners in Jadeja and Washington Sundar. As I said yesterday, I mean, like I didn't mind if Rohit played and India dropped a spinner. But looking at the wicket today, I just wonder whether playing two spinners on this sort of a wicket, because as I said, I don't think in anybody's living memory people have ever seen a Sydney wicket with this much of pace, bounce, and movement. It is a tailor-made wicket. To make no mistake, it is a tailor-made wicket for this Indian batting lineup. Australia is 2-1 up, and they thought this is the way to go. This might come to bite them, and tomorrow's first session will be very important, because 185, though might not sound a lot, may be just enough, and it is to be seen. So India, after winning the toss, came to Yashasvi, and Rahul came to bat. The ball was bouncing, and the pace and the swing and the seam, all of it. It was very challenging. That was on top of it. There was over conditions that didn't help. The first to go was KL Rahul. Scoring was very difficult, and then he was nicely set up by Mitch Stark. Balls were going out, 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 and then half volley on the leg stump, and KL Rahul found it. It was an easy catch. KL Rahul found the short mid-wicket fielder in Sam Constas, who took a simple catch. So that was the first wicket. KL Rahul would be really disappointed with the mode of dismissal. It was a real soft dismissal. Then the second wicket to go was Yashasvi Jaiswal. Yashasvi played fairly well till that point of time. The wicket was doing a great deal. Scott Boland came in, and it seemed like the ideal sort of wicket for someone like Scott Boland, who took 4 wickets in this match. So yeah, Scott Boland, he sort of walked down the wicket towards Scott Boland, and the ball though was in a good length area, that made it a little closer to him, and it just moved enough, squared Yashasvi up, simple catch. That brought about Virat Kohli. So Shubman Gill and Virat Kohli got a partnership going. They were playing well. Virat Kohli, the very first ball he faced, there was a nick, there was an edge, and Steven Smith, sort of almost pulled off an absolutely stupendous catch. But on review by third umpire, it was found that while he was just trying to flick it to Manas Labuschagne, it has touched the ground. So Virat Kohli got a reprieve there, but that didn't matter. He didn't go on to make too many runs, and again, it was the similar dismissal. But prior to that, Shubman Gill, who was playing reasonably well, it is kind of like how Akashdeep in the last two Test matches have been. I have always said that in Adelaide when he played in the both the innings, he looked brilliant and looked like getting a big score. But he made that pretty 30 and got out. Today again, he got in. He made 20 runs, but then yes, I mean, like in the manner he got out, Shubman Gill. It was just the last over before lunch, and obviously Shubman Gill in particular wanted to make it the last over before lunch, and there was some chatter by the Australian fielder Steve Smith in particular, who probably said, "Get on with it. What are you doing?" He was doing some gardening, coming down the pitch, stuff like that, and that probably played with his concentration, or he probably wanted to show the Australians. It was the last ball of the over. He just, again a step down the wicket, and the ball just bounced off it. It was a very silly way of getting out, allowing the Australians to get into his head. It again he got in, and then that incident happened, and then his wicket fell. Last ball of that session. India went to lunch, Virat Kohli, and then Virat Kohli and Rishabh Pant came out. Virat Kohli, as I said, he was trying. You could see that. You could see, and it is astonishing to see one of the all-time greats struggle the way he's struggling, because you can see the effort. You can see that he's trying hard, but things are not just going his way in this series. And now he's an all-time great, so he will get a long rope. But Virat has to soon find answers to this problem. I'm afraid he has to. So Virat Kohli got out, walked Ravindra Jadeja. Rishabh Pant, in the meantime, was playing in a way that I don't know who in that Indian think tank. Rishabh Pant had copped a lot of criticism, especially for the way he got out in Melbourne in both the innings, and even in Brisbane and all. But I don't know. I mean, I understand you telling him that play the situation, but I don't know who in the think tank has had this idea, had this brilliant mind wave of telling Rishabh Pant to try and be Cheteshwar Pujara. I have no clue, because Rishabh Pant is not Cheteshwar Pujara. Rishabh Pant is one of the best batters of his generation, and he is that because the way he plays. It is chalk and cheese. A Pujara like, Dravid like batsman, and Rishabh like batsman. Asking someone like Rishabh to be that, and I think that has happened because the way Rishabh played was so unlike him. He took a lot of body blows. He got hit on the helmet by Mitch Starc, again by Cummins. He took a lot of body blows. Took blows on his arms, on his bicep. He took all of that, and he was really, really fighting hard. But it was such an unlike Rishabh Pant innings that eventually, he got a couple of shots going. He hit a straight six, dancing down the wicket and hitting Bo Webster for a straight six. Then he played a good cut shot, all that. But he never looked fluent. It never looked like Rishabh Pant, the Rishabh Pant that we know and love. So I hope this was a good lesson for Rishabh Pant, because, and whoever is talking, giving him this instruction, please stop. Let him be. You obviously tell him, play the situation, be a little more, wise in your shot making. But don't tell him to be Pujara. Don't tell him to be Dravid. He is not that player. Let him be. Let him play in his own way, because it won't yield the results that we are looking for. When Rishabh Pant plays in his own way, then he is one of the biggest match winners that the world has ever seen. Let him be. That would be my point. So after Rishabh got out, after hard fought 40 runs, Nitish Kumar Reddy came in, and cricket is such a great leveler. Great 100 in the last Test match, but in this innings he came in the very first ball. He kind of sort of chased the ball out, wanted to put the bat down. The ball bounced a lot. First ball caught. And that point of time, Scott Boland was on a hat trick. Rishabh Pant tried to pull him. It didn't. Another day you probably would. And if he was allowed to play in his own way, I think he would play these balls a lot better. It's when he plays in this kind of a defensive with a defensive mindset. I think he's a lesser player. So that's how Rishabh Pant got out. Nitish Reddy came, and the first ball he got out. So Scott Boland at that point of time was on hat trick, and he almost got it. Washington Sundar, it was very close. So then Washington Sundar came in. Washington Sundar was batting with Jadeja. Jadeja was trying to fight, but eventually he was trapped LBW by Mitchell Stark. It was a good ball he reviewed, but it was plumb LBW, so there was no point in reviewing it. And then Washington Sundar was joined by Prasidh Krishna. At this point of time, India realized that they might as well, throw caution to the wind and try and get whatever few runs they can quickly, because because the pitch was doing so much. The I felt that I wish India had declared even 15 minutes, 20 minutes earlier, even declared for that matter, or gotten out before, so that India could have bowled say 8-10 overs instead of 3, because the wicket was doing so much. It's not going to be easy for Australia, and that is for sure. So, anyways, once Washington Sundar realized that there was not much batting left, he went for his shots, and he got a couple of big shots away. But then again, there was a contentious decision. Pat Cummins bowled. Alex Carey insisted on taking a review. The umpire had given it not out, and it was reviewed. And this time round, there is looking at the video evidence, there is a lot of doubt whether he has hit the ball, but there was a spike, a small spike on the snicko, and he was given out. So I don't know, the technology in Australia, it's mind-boggling to me, and it has been hurting India, because India is finding themselves at the short end of it again and again. And I mean, if you go by video evidence, then how could anybody give Rahul out in the first innings of Perth Test? I don't know. And how could somebody be so confident that say that, oh, he hit it in case of Washington today? Uh, it makes no sense to me. But yeah, as it stands, he was given out. So then Jasprit Bumrah came in. He had the right idea. I thought he went for runs, and he got a few shots going. Jasprit Bumrah himself got 22 runs on 17 balls. He hit a 6, 3 boundaries. Prasidh Krishna didn't last long. He tried to throw the bat, got out, and then came Mohammad Siraj. Just in his effort to try and get the scoring going, got out, finally caught off caught off Pat Cummins by Mitchell Stark. So that point of time, Australian bowling over it was very, very, very slow all throughout the day. Australia just bowled 72.2 overs. Remember, in a day you have to bowl 90 overs. So, and we ended up, even if it take 10 minutes off for the changeover to happen and whatnot, India just got 3 overs to bowl. And these 3 overs were very eventful. Sam Constance again, the very first ball, he walked on the wicket, charged at Jasprit Bumrah, got a boundary, but then Bumrah beat him a couple of times. He played and missed. Siraj bowled over. That over was quite good. He beat Usman Khawaja quite a few times. Usman Khawaja in that Bumrah over got hit on his fingers, and they wanted to take time out so they didn't have to bat too long. So he called the medic, and all that happened. It took time away. So Bumrah came for his second over, and here Usman Khawaja was batting. Bumrah, and he was trying tactics to waste time, take time away. So Bumrah said, "What is going on?" And that is when Sam Constance, who was at the at the non-strikers end, chimed in. for no good reason. As I said, I hope he is not that thick to not learn his lessons. There is a difference between audacity and stupidity. He is only 19, so I'll give him the benefit of doubt. But I hope that somebody has a talk with him and makes him understand the difference. Because I mean, I would maintain that even if he gets a few runs tomorrow, even if he does so against Jasprit Bumrah, because it was just not the smart thing to do more than anything else. So he went at Bumrah, said something. Bumrah walked down, said something. The umpire stopped both of them, and then as the match resumed, there was 2 balls left to go. The very last ball of the day, Jasprit Bumrah, for the 7th time in the series, again got Usman Khwaja out. I think that Sam Constas action, it has fired Bumrah up like nothing, and he is by far the best bowler in the world right now. He has already taken, including today's 31 wickets in this series. He has been the bane for Australia, and for the life of me, I don't know why would you go and fire him up more. It would be very interesting, enthralling viewing tomorrow, because I think the Indian team really got together. They got charged up, and now they're really in the fight. That catch, Rahul took a brilliant catch. It ball again took thick edge, and it was brilliantly caught low. So after getting Usman Khwaja out, Jasprit Bumrah just took a couple of steps towards Sam Constas and just stood there, letting him know who the real boss is. And that told you a lot. And the entire Indian team, the way they were charged up, and it was some sight. And I think India is really up for a fight tomorrow, and it would be enthralling watch tomorrow. I feel there is a little bit of uneven bounce already in the wicket. Not pronounced, but I already think that there is a little bit of uneven bounce. And who knows, this decision of batting first might be a brilliant one. It might prove to be a brilliant one by end of tomorrow, because I don't think that batting would get very easy on this wicket at any point of time. It was overcast today. Let's hope the conditions are overcast again. But anyways, this wicket, the amount of pace, bounce, and everything that it has, the amount of movement that is in it, finding a Bumrah, I think I would say that you do it at your own expense. But Australia and Sam Constas have done that. So Bumrah uh, got Usman Khwaja out on the last ball. So tomorrow the first session would be very, very, very interesting. I can't wait. The team seems to be, after that incident, really charged up, and tomorrow it will be all to play for. This 185, which at this point of time does not look par, might turn out to be enough. So I'll see you guys after the day's play tomorrow. Until then, take care, guys, and do consider subscribing and turn on the notification. Leave your feedback in the comment section. I'll see you.